Okay, today, folks, we're going to be doing some brakes here. These happen to be rear disc brakes with a drum e-brake. First thing you're going to do is remove the wheel. Then those two bolts on the caliper there, you want to remove those. After you get the caliper off, there's going to be two more bolts. They will be to hold the bracket on. You'll see that a little further here in the video. You're also going to want to get yourself either a C-clamp or big pair of channel locks. I happen to have this compressor, and compress that caliper down, screw it down until it's compressed all the way. Here I am taking the caliper bolts out. The bracket bolts out. We'll get that air off in a jiff. Now that we have that off, we'll get rid of our old pads, our old clips, or shims, whatever you want to call them. Now, if you're doing it by hand, you could use a file. I have an air tool I happen to use that has a diamond bit on it. But you're going to want to clean all the rust and debris off of your caliper bracket, so that way it looks like this, or at least close to that. By hand, it's a little harder. Then you're also going to want to clean the face of your hub. I happen to use an air tool here. You can use an electric one. It's just like a Scotch-Brite pad just to clean some of the debris or rust or anything off of there. Here you can see me installing the new clips onto the caliper bracket. They were fighting me a little bit there. Gave up, grabbed the next set. Pretty straightforward. Put them on the same way you took them off. Now we're just working in reverse of what we did before. Next, we're going to clean the brake rotor off really good. Use a little bit of brake clean. I use just enough. I'm not the owner, so I can't use a ton. Now we're getting ready to grease up our brake pads. I have already put the brake bracket back on and installed the rotor. You may need to take a sledgehammer and smack the rotor loose to get the old one off. Some have screws, some don't. You can ask me in the comments if you have any specific questions. This is kind of just general. This pad happens to be the inside pad. As you can see, I have the new rotor on there, the clips, and the bracket is bolted up tight to manufacturer specs. That just slides right in because we cleaned it up nice. Now we're going to move on to the other pad. Get that greased up. Now, it depends on your preference here. I prefer to put the grease on the edge of the pads where they're going to contact the caliper bracket. It makes for putting the bracket on a lot less messy. You don't have to worry about getting grease on the rotor. Some people will tell you to put it on the bracket. I do what I do, you do what you do. No complaints. I'm not arguing who's right or wrong there. I haven't had I would say next to no issues with people coming back since I started doing it this way. Now we're gonna stick our caliper back up there. As you can see, I had it compressed from earlier. And then next we're gonna move on to cleaning up the brake pins and getting them reinstalled. So you're gonna go ahead and wipe off any old brake grease. If they're really bad, I suggest either getting a new set, or if you have a really good wire wheel or something like that, clean all the rust or whatever you have to off of them. This is key. They need to be able to slide. This is what lets your brake go in and out. So make sure you get it greased up good and well, and just reinstall it the same way you took it back out originally, and tighten those back down to manufacturer specs as well.